Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It is time for CBRS Entertainment and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program to come together once again for a very special mystery episode of the PlayStation Showcase. I am OMD, joined as always by my partner in crime here on the show, the man behind the console. We're not going there, are we? Mr.
Not
Christback, how we
just
doing, brother?
not just yet. Sony decided to shock the world and give us the monthly PlayStation Plus games, but it isn't the typical 4 games. I'm looking at 10 games, 10 games coming to the PlayStation Plus. And this time around, though, one of the interesting things is that they spaced out the dates for these games to be coming out.
Nice.
So of course, let's start with the original 4 that were announced. All of these games are coming June 3rd to the PlayStation Plus. These are the big names that they've mentioned. We're going to start off first with a game I'm actually relatively excited about and relatively kind of laughing at that we're getting right now. And that's we're getting NBA 2K25. Not driven NBA.
I was going to say, that does not look like NBA.
No, I don't know what's going on here.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so it decided it wanted to show one of the other games, but we're going to talk about that later. NBA 2K25 is coming, and it's a little bit interesting why that this game is coming, and I'll tell you guys why a little later on in the episode. Now, I'm not too big of an NBA fan. Like, I don't particularly watch the sport or go out of my way to watch it. Right. But I do like playing the games. I love playing the video games.
Okay.
It's one of those things where it's like I don't really care about the teams, the players, who's won the championships, how many championships have been won by one team. I know that the Boston Celtics have the most NBA titles, but it's one of those games that I'm going to play because I know I'm going to enjoy it. I enjoy the My Career stuff that 2K does with the NBA series and with the WWE series now as well. I wonder, though, if this game is going to have any ties to 2K25 based on the fact that NBA players are actually appearing in the WWE game as well.
Right. I'm highly going to doubt that, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Like you, I'm not a big fan of basketball. I don't go out of my way to watch it, but if it's the only thing on, I'll throw it on for background noise.
Yeah. But is it also, like, if you have the opportunity, is it a game that you would pick up and play as well?
Not really. I think the last game I played, and I'm going to date myself here, would have to probably be Double Dribble back on the NES.
That was a fun game. Not going to lie.
Yep. Or I might have played Basketball at some point after that, but I don't remember.
Now, we've talked about our dislike for annual sports titles coming out. This is one of the reasons, like, for me, the last NBA game I picked up, which again appeared for free on the PlayStation Plus, was NBA 2K23. That was 2 years ago. So for me, I wouldn't buy 2K25 or the 2K NBA series every year. Right. It's more of like every 5 or 6 years, maybe I'll pick one up and give it a try, you know?
Right.
But to anybody who hasn't been able to get the NBA game, I've seen high ratings for this game. I highly recommend you guys pick it up and play it. I've watched gameplay footage. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it myself. Just like I'm looking forward to this next game. Alone in the Dark is the remake for Alone in the Dark is coming to the PlayStation 5 PS Plus. I've seen gameplay footage of this. I've never been able to play Alone in the Dark, mostly because the game has never really come free to the PlayStation Plus.
Right.
So now I have my opportunity, and I'm finally going to do it.
Right. I do believe, if I remember correctly, I actually, back in the days when I had a PS1, I played
Mhm.
this game.
Yeah, this is the remake of the original PlayStation 1 version.
Right.
It's gonna play for those who haven't played the game. I haven't played the game either, but I do know that it plays a lot like the original Resident Evil games, where
Okay.
there's puzzles to solve. I know you have to explore a mansion. In this case, there's two different stories you have to do. You choose either the male or the female character that's featured here. I can't remember their names.
Right.
And you play out the scenarios based on what they see in order to completely, beat the game. You play both scenarios. Similar to Resident Evil 2 when you had to play as Leon and Claire.
Yes. And Resident Evil 6, where there were actually 4 campaigns to play through.
Oh, geez. It's been a minute since I played Resident Evil 6. So. But I'm intrigued. I'm very excited about this. Look for this game to be showcased on the PlayStation Showcase in the month of October when we do our Halloween games.
Yes.
Now, this next title, too, there's actually quite a pile of these coming right now, but we're getting a free DLC from Destiny 2. Destiny 2, the final shape, will be arriving. It was supposed to arrive this morning, but due to just some kind of delays, it's arriving on the 30th instead. Now,
Okay.
that also includes, let me scroll down here, we're also going to be getting Destiny 2 Legacy Collection. This game features Destiny 2 plus a few of its most popular DLC packages. Destiny 2 is already free to play, so I mean, why not? Why not get your hands on this?
Right. Again, we have Destiny 2 under the free to play. We do not have the Legacy Collection on the Xbox. I do own Destiny 2.
As do I.
But I do not have the final shape. I do not have, I believe, the previous DLC, which came out about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't remember what it's called.
I was going to say, and it kind of amazes me that Destiny 2, like I know that they were planning Destiny to be a trilogy, but Destiny 2 just kind of blew up and developers are like, okay, let's just focus on this game because we're making money hand over fist on this one, guys.
Yep.
Is basically what they were saying. So yeah, there's that from the developers at Destiny, which Bungie I think makes those games if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Here's another game that I'm kind of intrigued about here. This is if you like the games like Jet Set Radio and those style games, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk looks like a really, really fun title to play. It's basically start your own cipher and dance, paint, graffiti, collect beats, combo your tricks, face off with the cops, and stake your claim to the sprawling metropolis of New Amsterdam. In this action-adventure platformer, Red is a graffiti writer who lost his head and instead has a cyber head. In search of his roots, he joins the Bomb Rush crew, Trice and Bell, who are aiming to go all city together. Together, they slowly discover who it was that cut off his head and how deep Red's human side is linked to the graffiti world. This seems pretty intriguing. I've seen the gameplay footage for it. It just seems like good, wholesome fun to the games. So it's something we may do in the coming weeks right here on the PlayStation Showcase.
Interesting.
Now those are the 4 primary games that were announced for the PS Plus. Now here's the stuff for the people who subscribe to PS Plus Extra and PS Plus Premium that were announced too. This is usually stuff that we're talking about at the middle of the month here. But to start it off, Ubisoft is bringing us Skull and Crossbones. This is Ubisoft's take on Sea of Thieves. It didn't get very well received, or as well received as Sea of Thieves did.
No.
But it's basically, if you guys played Assassin's Creed 4 and did the pirate ship battles, basically that's what Skull and Bones is. It's just the pirate ship battles from Assassin's Creed 4.
Right. Supposedly, and I know, like for somebody like me, if I was to sign up for Ubisoft Plus, and I just don't have an extra $20 a month to sign up for it right now.
Yeah, see, and on the PlayStation, when you subscribe to PS Plus, you get Ubisoft Plus with you,
Right.
with your account.
Then I would get it. I did enter something quite a while back where supposedly I have a free copy of this for download, but it's just not something that I've ever truly been interested in.
No, it's something I'm going to check out, and I'm going to check it out mostly because I'm interested in playing Sea of Thieves.
Right.
But I don't have the money to buy Sea of Thieves right now, so.
Right.
But it's something I'm intrigued to check out. I'm not a big fan of pirate things. I can tell you that right now. The only pirate thing that I really enjoyed was Paul Burchill. So.
Oh, come on. Now, we all know you enjoy the Pirate Princess Kairi Sane.
Yes, actually, I do. I love that woman. But no, this is something I'm going to check out because one of the best things about Assassin's Creed 4 was the pirate ship battles. The story of the game, I could take it or leave it. I really don't know what I was doing when I finished that game. Literally, when I finished that game, I'm like, what did I just do? You know, other than just get on a bunch of ships and fight a bunch of other pirates.
Right.
That's all I can remember. That's all I can take away from that game. But since we're sticking to the sea here, here's another game that seems really intriguing here. It's called Another Crab's Treasure. This is kind of like Dark Souls meets SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay.
Basically.
I was going to say, is it Dark Souls meets The Little Mermaid?
It could be that way too. The animation seems to flow like that, but I also got SpongeBob vibes off of it as well, because in this game you're a crab, obviously, who's going around trying to collect treasure, but you encounter all these bosses that are just incredibly difficult to beat. If they're saying it's like Demon Souls, it's going to be a hard game for sure. I'm gonna maybe try it out. I'm not too big on the Souls games. The only type of Souls-like game I did enjoy was Lies of P. I'll check it out, see what it's all about, though. Now, something that's coming to the PS Plus that is right up my alley, and OMD, you know this for a fact. Grand Theft Auto 3, the definitive edition, is coming free to the PS Plus as well. This is probably the only GTA I haven't finished. And this is almost like PlayStation telling me, hey, you got to finish this game.
Yep.
So I'm going to more than likely take my chance and finish it. The only difference is GTA 3. The one thing that bugs me about GTA 3, okay, no voice acting from the main character. That's the one thing I've got to grit my teeth through.
Okay.
That was my takeaway, because it was Vice City that became my first GTA love, to be honest with you. And that was because, well, I mean, one of the most legendary actors in Ray Liotta was the main character in that movie,
right,
or in that game. But now we're going to take a look at some PS1 titles that are coming here. We've already spoiled one of them, but let's spoil its prequel. This is a game that, if you remember the old internet cafes, OMD, a lot of people were playing this game. And I'm talking about Myst.
Yes.
Coming to the PlayStation Plus.
And I remember playing this game way back in the day at home on the PC.
Mm-hmm. I had it on PC too.
This has actually been out on Xbox for a while on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Again, not something I've gone back to pick up for the nostalgia.
Okay. Yeah, and see, that's where I'm coming from with this as well, with my thoughts on this. When I first played it as a teen, I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. And I ended up kind of hating the game because of that reason.
Right.
Now that I'm older, I'm going to play it. I'm probably going to play it on the PlayStation Showcase so we can show the game, like some of the games that, we grew up with that were massively huge growing up. Like, again, Myst, Doom, even like earlier this year when I showed Final Fantasy. I think we should take a look at this one because it is presented in its original format, and that's what I like about it.
Yes.
Now, the final game. There was another game that was announced like moments before we went live, but I don't have the time to show it, nor do I have the time to read it, but I will. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. But the final game that we're going to take a look at here is its sequel. I completely forgot that Myst had a sequel, and that's Riven, which is also another point and click game. I'm actually glad that the whole Myst series basically is coming to the PlayStation Plus. Again, I'm going to check this out. I'm hopefully going to enjoy it. But there's also another game that's coming to trial that they just kind of dropped it on us last minute that it was coming as a trial. And Sid Meier's Civilization 7 is coming as a trial. And I'm going to play that. I know I'm going to play that. Because have you played the Civilization games at all, or at least tried them?
No.
So, but you do know what they are, right?
Yes.
Like they're basically city builders, and you basically got to play Risk and take over the world. But it's just more than just taking over the world. It's taking over the world, making sure your civilians are fine, making sure your technologies are being researched and everything like that. Basically, it's you are your own government, basically.
Right.
But OMD, what do you say? I know it's a little early in the show.
It is. But ladies and gentlemen, we did promise you a surprise. And Mr. Best, the man behind the console, would you like to unveil that surprise for us tonight?
I will, but I would like to unveil it after we showcase everything we've got going on with the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we got total non-stop action with Brace for Impact at 8 p.m. Friday we game again with Unleashed, the Jessica Wilde story at 7 p.m. Following the game, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is where you can go. And if you're looking for more, if you want your introduction to content creation, podcasting, all of that, if you want to help us out behind the scenes, visit us at turnbucklestudios.org. And there is a section where you can see all of our latest shows. There is a section where you can meet the team, including Chris Best, myself, Carl Carafel, Chris Parrish, and Bubba Duke. But ladies and gentlemen, would you, before we unveil the surprise, would you count it up with me? In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I hear the beep. It's turning on. Looking at a black screen right now, guys, but you're going to see in just a few moments exactly what we're going to be talking about. such a beautiful startup. That's right, guys. We are going to be talking about the PlayStation 5. This layout, by the way, I've only just started getting used to it. I've only had the system since Friday. I said I went and bought it. Yeah. But let's get started off right here. We're looking at the welcome thing here, and this tells you everything at a glance that's going on with PlayStation right now. It tells you things like who's online. As you can see, I've got 5 friends who are online right now. Tells you all of your trophies you have collected through all of the games, but if you go inside and click it, you can now select which game or which trophies you want to look at. Apparently I have a trophy from Modern Warfare 2. I don't remember playing that. But all right. Well. But you can see like all the trophies here. Then there's the news feed here. This is something that I think is going to be beneficial to us somewhere down the line here. The news feed here tells you like what kind of news to expect out of your games. Like right now it's telling me some Fortnite news only because I have downloaded Fortnite at one time, so it recognizes that I have the game.
Right.
Over here it tells you the power that your controller is at. My controller's charging right now, so. And then up here it tells you the sales that are going on. This is where you'll usually find me because I'm always looking at whatever sales are going on for the PlayStation.
Right.
What another thing over here is tells you like your most recent activities from your friends, which is something that's kind of intriguing, but at the same time, I can probably do without it. Because sometimes it's like, do I really care that as we're looking at Mr. Business playing on his PlayStation 5, don't really care that he earned a trophy in whatever game he's playing. But if he's playing a game that I'm playing, then yeah, sure, I'd be all for that. I'd be like, okay, he's playing Call of Duty. Let me see if I can jump into a match with him. You know?
Yeah.
And then over here, that's the game catalog. If I click this, it's going to take me to the game that it's advertising that's on the PlayStation Plus right now, which is Sandland. Then if you go back, now here's your settings here, right here, your accessibility settings. I got to fix my controller settings at some point. Then your messages, where you can see if I click my messages, it shows that I've been messaging myself. And the reason why I do this, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backstage look into how we do things for the PlayStation Showcase. I take screenshots for all the games that we play so that I can create thumbnails, my own thumbnails for the games that we play, so that we're not getting into any copyright issues or anything of that nature, you know?
Yeah.
But the one thing that I absolutely love that I feel was missing on the PS4, because all of this stuff you can find on the PS4 as well. But the one thing that was always missing, you always had to go into the settings to check it. But it tells you exactly how much you have on your system right at the welcome screen. And I love that.
Nice.
I absolutely love that. So that when I'm going in to download a game, like right now, I've got a couple of games that I'm waiting to download. Astro's Playroom and, of course, Last of Us. So it tells me that I can't download them because I don't have space. I'm not about to delete some of the games I have right now.
Right. Now, I do have to ask, because like we know that this is part of sort of the new gen or the current gen console wars. And I know like with Xbox, there's the 2 different ones. There's the Series S, there's the Series X. And one came with 512 gigs, which was the Series S like I have, or there was the Series X that came with 1 terabyte.
Mm-hmm.
How much storage does the PS5 actually come with?
667.2 gigs. So the equivalent to 1 terabyte without all the software. The software being installed.
Okay.
But if you look at, I'm going to show you here, games and apps. The reason why there's so little games that are on my system, it's going to take a minute to load here now that I realize that I clicked that, is because I'm going to set this up into size large to small, which is how I like to look at my games. Call of Duty, Ark Survival, MLB The Show, and WWE 2K24 are all about 100 gigs each. That's why there's so little games on my system. And then, of course, there's my video apps, which take up a fair amount of space too, as well.
Now,
and I just noticed I've got. So I'm just going through. These are the pictures that I've taken or that were taken for me because I claimed a trophy in most of my games, and I got to go in and clean that out because that's 3 gigs of useless stuff to me.
Now, I am going to ask this because, like, do you have a smart TV?
No, I have a standard TV, but I have a Fire Stick that I can turn into a smart TV, as it were.
Right. No, and the only reason I ask is because you've got all of those streaming apps like your YouTube, your Sportsnet, your Netflix on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was asking was because, okay, can you get those and just download them to your TV and make it free up that much more space for yourself?
No, but because I'm lazy, I do have these apps on my Fire Stick. Sometimes I'm just too lazy to switch inputs.
Right.
So it's like, okay, one of the things that I'm going to show, we're going to actually quickly load into a game. I'm going to show you an example of something here. We're just going to load into Call of Duty. Call of Duty, the games actually load up super fast on the system, by the way. So we're just going to load into Call of Duty, right? Yeah. I'm not going to go into a match or anything. But let's say like I'm playing the game, whatever. I get stuck somewhere. I can quickly back out of the game, go into home, we'll say. I can load up YouTube to look for tips.
Right.
Now, from there, I've got my information. I can go right back into Call of Duty, and it'll give me that I can play exactly what I've been doing.
Right.
Notice. Okay, my profile was signed up, but that was just an example of what I was showing. That actually happened to me the other day. I was playing Ark, and I forgot to I went out of the game, and went into YouTube to go look for a tip because I was looking for a tip on how to get something in the game.
Right.
Come back 10 minutes later, and my character was killed. So one of the things you got to make sure if you're going to look for a tip, put your character in a safe spot.
Yeah.
Before you do that. One of the other things, another thing I'm actually loving too is how fast I can get into the PlayStation Store to look at everything. It's literally just from the welcome menu right there, and I'm in. I don't have to click anything or wait for something to load. I can just go and I'm in. I can look at the deals that are going on. Like right now, Days of Play is going on. That's why we got like the 10 game announcement that happened.
Right. Now, again, I didn't get a chance to really read the article that you sent last night. But Days of Play, is that like, I know it's, I think it did give about 10 or 12 days.
Yeah,
you had the Days of Play.
Yeah, it's this sale ends on June 11th. This particular sale, though,
right?
Because I know Days of Play has been going. They usually run Days of Play for like a whole month, essentially.
Right.
Basically, it's Sony's WrestleMania of sales, as it were.
Okay.
So, like, to take a look at this, let's take a look at the PS5 games that are on sale here. So, like, all of the top games for the PlayStation 5, like Black Ops 6, 2K25, Astro Bot, Last of Us Part 2, EA Sports, even, we were talking about Xbox games, but Forza is now on the PlayStation.
Yep.
And this particular version of that particular version's $103. That was the premium one.
Yep.
Like $65, for instance. I love the immediate access that I have to the store. I also like the immediate access I get to PlayStation Plus now, instead of waiting for it to load like I would on the PS4. Now I go down here, and hey, there's a days of play thing here. I'm going to quickly look at that. And now it's going to show me all the games that are on sale that I can get discounts with the PS Plus subscription as well.
Right.
So like Hogwarts Legacy, which I already have, it'll tell me like the discounted price or that it's a part of it, you know?
Right.
Or, that's some of the things that I like about this too. Another thing I love about this, and this really helps me out as far as where is it? As far as our intros go for editing for the for the WWE PLE Patrol intros, I can load into the game. We'll load into 2K24 right quick, and I'll show you exactly what I'm trying to get to here. So I'm loading in, trying to find that button again. Damn. I got it muted here for the music and all that.
Right.
Oops, I hit the wrong button. Okay, back into the game. I'm trying to remember what button it is to hit to pull up what I'm trying to show. Might want to mute that because Bailey's music is really loud.
Right.
Close. Oh, I'm hitting all these buttons and I'm forgetting to hit the actual button I meant to hit, which is the share button. So on the bottom here, it shows take screenshot, start new recording, save recent gameplay. If I hit start new recording, instead of because the PS4 used to give you, it would record up to 15 minutes of gameplay.
Right.
If you wanted to save that. I'm now in complete control of when I record versus when I don't record on PlayStation.
Nice.
So with those intros that I did for Saturday night's main event, I did that using the PS5. So instead of 15 minutes of video for me to search through to get like the intros that I needed, shrunk them down to 3-minute videos. Nice. And I'm like, so much easier to find my stuff now, you know?
Nice. And I know you have,
because I make mental notes when I'm doing intros, and I'm like, okay, I like that shot. That's the one I'm going to go with when I go to put it through editing.
Right. And I know you have said previously off stream, of course, in our, meetings after the shows, that you will be producing new intros for. I mean, I know you go through and you make a new intro for every PLE patrol. I know you have said you're going to do one for the locker room breakdown. And I know this coming August, there is a game that you and I are looking forward to playing together on the PlayStation ShowCase, even though it's going to be cross-platform.
Mm-hmm.
That is Gears of War Reloaded.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm looking forward to getting in there. If me, you, and Bubba can play, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, there's going to be new intros, but the new intros are going to come once I pick up 2K25.
Right. Oh yeah, there's no need
Which, you know what? Since while we're here, I did see it on sale on the PlayStation Store. I want to see what the cost is. $56. Okay. Gonna have to move some money around this Friday. I get paid again on Friday, so I might pick it up then. Might.
That is significantly cheaper than anything for it in the Xbox store.
Yeah, $63. So yeah, that's versus when it was originally 100. I wonder it's the standard edition. I am not paying anything for the other versions. No. But yeah, I'm considering that. Excuse me. I like how so another thing too is if I go into my game library, right? One of the downfalls I find with the PlayStation 5 is that you can store your PlayStation 5 games on an external hard drive, but you can't play your PS5 games off of that hard drive. It's a bit
Really?
of a downfall, but it is something that I'm willing to work around with.
So, like, and I know, like, between yourself, myself, and Bubba,
Mhm.
Bubba has talked about his external hard drive where he has to transfer back and forth.
Yeah, see, that's what I would have to do too. So if I took
Right,
Arc here and put it on my hard drive, I wouldn't be able to play it until I put it back on the PS5, which is,
right,
that it's not a bad thing per se, because that just means that I can create storage for games that I'm not playing at that moment.
right.
But if I want to play them, then I can just switch them out for the game.
Right,
It'd be just like when we had cartridges, right? If we wanted to
yeah.
play Mario Brothers, but we had Excite Bike in our system, we take Excite Bike out and we put Mario
Yeah.
Brothers in.
But where I'm going, like, because I bought one, mine was designed specifically for Xbox, so I can actually play my games off of it. And
Mhm.
I'm surprised that there isn't one like that designed specifically for PlayStation.
That's something I'm going to have to dig deeper into. But another thing that I thought was just the coolest thing, because I discovered this on the day that I bought the PS5. I thought there were only certain PS4 games you can play onto the PS5. Boy, was I wrong. Every single PS4 game I can play on the PS5. So that was one of my biggest worries when buying that, was I was going to have to say goodbye to most of my PS4 games, the PS4 games that I've been enjoying. No, every single one of them I can play.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay. So I don't have to worry about building my collection of PS5 titles, which, by the way, I have been doing. If you go over here, and we're still looking in my library here, sort by platform PS5. You can see I have 126 PS5 games. As you know, I've been collecting them through the monthly PS Plus games. Every time a PS5 game comes up, I use my phone to claim them, because you couldn't claim them on the PS4.
Right.
So and I was talking to Chris Parrish about this the other night when I was going through my collection of this collection here, and I'm just looking, and I'm like, dude, there's like a year's worth of content right here that we could do with the PlayStation Showcase.
Right.
Even some games that we've already explored, like Resident Evil 2, we did explore the PS4 version of that game.
We did.
I can't wait to play. Sorry. Once again, I'm looking at these games and it's like, oh God, I have this game. I forgot I got that game,
Right.
Um,
Now, if there is one PlayStation game that I would love to see them do a remake for,
which game is that?
In my opinion, the greatest actor of all time, in Bruce Willis. It is Apocalypse.
With the way they've been doing remakes these days, they've been choosing some of the most random games for remakes. I wouldn't surprise them.
And that
I wouldn't
game,
be surprised if they do that.
I don't know if you ever got the chance to play it.
I've seen gameplay of it.
It's the fifth element in a Dark Souls. Or Dark Souls, because your bosses are the four horsemen, and no, I'm not talking about Flair, Anderson, and Blanchard.
Mm-hmm.
I am talking about Famine, War, Pestilence, and Death.
Yeah.
And it was just such a fun platformer, believe it or not.
You know what? I'm going to go onto YouTube here and show a quick footage to I'm going to show you how fast actually YouTube loads too as well, which is really fast, by the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, it shows me some true crime stuff because I was watching true crime things earlier today. Apocalypse, right?
Yes.
Let me see here. No, that's not how you spell it. Apocalypse. PS1 gameplay. Of course, it gives me ARC videos. Let's just show this. We'll show like a few minutes here.
Yeah.
I do not endorse the commercial that got loaded up here.
No, this commercial does not meet our standards of programming here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Yeah, but this is what their OMD is talking about here. It's a lot of fast-paced action. I played a little bit of the demo of it some years ago. But it does look like it would be a lot of fun if it were remade for sure. You know what kind of vibe I am getting from it, and I might have to take a look to see if my theory, my vibe is right on this, but just the overall ambience from looking at this game, I'm getting like Dead Space kind of vibes.
Yep.
But I see where you mean that it would be a totally fun game, and if there is a way for it to come to the PlayStation, if there is a way that they can get Bruce Willis's rights, that's the key thing that they would need to do, is get Bruce Willis's rights again to do that.
Yeah.
I think I would try to get my hands on that again. There's a lot of classic PlayStation 1 games I still have yet to get my hands on. And honestly, when I'm going through the PS5 library, I'm like, damn, there's like a lot of games I've been missing out on over the last few years. But the one game I'm very excited to do, and we're going to do it next week, is Ark Survival Ascended, the remake.
Nice.
Yeah. I had to actually go back and rebuild everything that I built from the previous one, because I built that little shack again that I built.
Right.
I tamed the same two creatures, but here's what happened to those two creatures. They got killed. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Just going to leave them be. I'll showcase other tames that I've got.
Right.
One of the other things that I like too is the extra features that each game has. And I'm specifically showcasing MLB The Show 24 here, because in the PS4 version of that game, it doesn't have the build a stadium mode.
Right.
Whereas this one does. And I'm kind of, you know me, I said it last week. I like games where I can build things. So
yep.
I'm gonna try the stadium builder on MLB The Show 24. And I know you viewers out there are gonna be like, why don't you just get MLB The Show 25? Well, that there's a little thing called money that it's gonna cost, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use MLB The Show 24 and explore building bases or building home stadiums, because it was never featured in any of the PS4 titles.
Right.
So, and then I played a little bit of UFC 5. The graphics in this game compared from UFC 4, stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can only imagine.
Yeah, they now I know I've said UFC is typically not an annual game, but UFC 4 or 5, there was about a 1 year between the two of them. And you can see night and day, like EA Sports did not just put a glossy new coat over it. They're like, yeah, we are going to rebuild this game from the ground up.
Right.
The first game I did play was Ark Survival Ascended, though. I'm not going to lie about that. But I got to ask you, when you picked up your Xbox Series, what was the first game you played?
Wow.
Because I can actually remember the first game I played for pretty much every system I've ever owned.
Yeah. I really don't know. It could have been the Master Chief Collection from Halo. It could have been Gears. It could have been...
Okay. What was the selling point for you to get the Xbox? Was there a game that was just that made you want to get that Xbox upgrade, as it were?
No, there wasn't a game in particular. It was, being an Xbox guy, it was a matter of staying with my brand, and it was time to get up to that next level console. I had because believe it or not, I still have my original Xbox One, Day One edition, which is actually now my son's. Then
are you talking about the original Xbox, and not the Xbox One system?
No. I'm talking about the original Xbox One system. My original Xbox died many, many moons ago.
Oh, geez.
Just completely, it gave it up.
Yeah.
Same with my 360. But then I bought the Xbox One Series S, which is actually in my room. So if I want to lay in bed and play a game, I can. But I bought this one more so to be able to do a lot of the gaming with Bubba or the Boar's Nest. I believe I've had it going on maybe 2 years on Black Friday.
Yeah.
So I think it was just actually having the added storage space.
So here's something that I think you're going to find that's so cool. I don't necessarily need to put my PS4 away just yet.
Right.
I can take my PS4, hook it up to my other TV in my bedroom.
Right.
I can connect it to my PS5 and play my PS5 games off of it.
Nice.
So there'd be no reason for me to buy another PS5 system just for that. I'm going to have to give that a try because I want to see if I can play the PS5 games or if it's just if I just have to access my PS4 games. But I mean, I saw that. I'm like, that's freaking cool that you can do that.
Right.
But now I want to actually, I can list, like I said, I can list off all of the games I remember playing first for each system. And I'm going to start off with the Atari 2600. The first game I played was the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man. I started off with crap because that game sucked.
Right. I do know the first console that I ever owned or bought for myself was the original NES.
Yeah.
And yes, the first game I ever played was Mario Brothers.
That was my first NES game too, and it was the Mario Brothers Duck Hunt combo that they had.
Yep. The first NES game I ever bought was Base Wars.
Wow.
The robot baseball.
I actually can't remember the first game that we bought. My mom would have bought it, so it probably would have been like maybe Legend of Zelda. I'd have to assume. The first Super Nintendo game I played was Super Mario World. The first game that we bought with it was Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Right.
Or not Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past. Link's Awakening was Game Boy. PlayStation 1. First game I played. First game I bought. First two games I bought, actually. But the first game I played was Final Fantasy VII. And it was also the first game I bought alongside Cool Borders 3. And I'm still going to point this out, and I'm still going to say this out loud to you guys at Sony. Put Cool Borders 3 on PlayStation Plus, please. Because I really want to showcase that game. I want to do it a PlayStation showcase on there.
Right.
I'm trying to remember the first PS2 game now that I've played. Probably, I think it was Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
that I got on PlayStation 2 that I played the first time. PlayStation 3, I remember very well because I bought it alongside my PS3, NASCAR 08.
Right.
I had some I bought the PlayStation 3 that was well, I thought it was backwards compatible, but turns out it wasn't. So I'm like, crap, I can't play my PS2 games on here. So went back to the city, bought NASCAR 08 because I only had like $20 in my pocket after I bought the PS3.
Right.
Now for PS4, the first game I played on the PS4 was a free game called Pumped BMX. And it was just a side-scrolling BMX game, kind of like Excite Bike, but with BMX.
Right.
But I gotta say, send some thanks to some of my friends out there who gave me access to playing their games for free on my PS3 and the PS4 when I met up and made friends with players. I'm trying to think of other features that I'm really enjoying about this the PS4 or PS5, not the PS4. Oh, I like this one too. I forgot to point this out, but you can create a wish list on your PlayStation. So you can take a look at like games that you have on your wish list. Like right now, I've got Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 5, Final Fantasies apparently on my wish list. I can remove for that one. And Dying Light, I got Dying Light there. Yeah, so I like that. So it allows me to keep track of the games that I wish to purchase or I wish to play.
Right. So I mean, there are a lot of similarities. Like you have the wish list, we just call it play later. So I mean, different names, same idea.
Yeah, but I think I don't know if it's on the Xbox, but from what I read, because I did the wish list for Final Fantasy 16 on my phone, and the phone obviously communicates with the PS5 and says, "Hey, Chris added this game to his wish list." It actually even tells you when you install a game on your PS5. Let's say you install a game and you have to go out. Your phone will tell you when that game's been installed.
Yep.
I love that.
It's the same thing with the Xbox.
Yeah. Can you also do the same this thing too, where let's say you're out and about, you buy the game on the Xbox store or whatever. Can you download the game from your phone to the Xbox?
I can. Big thing is though, is in order for that to happen, my Xbox has to be turned on.
I can just automatically download regardless if I turn it on or not.
I mean, right now mine's not on. I'm just going to go into the Xbox app here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go to Game Pass right now. I'm going to see. Game Pass. So I'm going to look and see if I can find a game that I would be. Well, let's do it this way. I will do a classic one that Bubba and I have finished. That's not the one. That's giving me the option to buy it.
And while they're doing that, while OMD is doing that, I'm going to show the wish list thing here because there is a game here that I forgot that I was going to wish list last night, but just completely forgot to do it. So it tells you up in the upper right-hand corner that Dragon Quest 1 and 2, which is the game I added, has been added to your wish list. There is a pre-order for the game right now, but it's not due until October. So as I'm going through the PlayStation store here, I'm just seeing a bunch of Dragon Quest games, and I'm like, is the one Dragon Quest game I want to play here? And it's not. Trying to oh, there it is. I was looking for this earlier too. The list of free to plays that have been opened up for me to take a look at as well has been staggering as well. But now, again, what was that game you were telling me to look up so that the both of us can play it together at some point?
Gears of War?
No. The other one, Vermintide, was it?
Vermintide, yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you where I found it.
So right now I am in the process of, and I'm going back, I'm doing an old one from the 360 and I'm downloading Crisis.
Well, that's an old school game.
Yeah, but right now, because the one game I was going to try said not enough room. But now my app is telling me it's waiting on the Xbox. That's because the Xbox isn't on.
Okay. So does your okay? So I think I know why that works. Why that works with mine, because I don't necessarily shut my systems off. My systems go to sleep, but I'm still able to download to my system. This is the game you were talking about, right? Vermintide 2? Yeah. I can download the game, but I need to free up some gigs. I thought it was streamable, but let me see here. Okay, that's the same one. Yeah, I'll have to download that game. I'll give you a heads up when I have downloaded the game.
Yep.
And then we'll fire it out together. But yeah, this is the not the free to play. I thought I was in the free to play again. But one of the things I was just telling everybody is that the free to play section just staggers me right now, because there really wasn't a lot as far as free to play goes on the PS4. There's a lot of PS4 free to plays here, but there's some PS5 free to plays here that everybody's telling me to play.
Right. And I just noticed in there, like, you've got access to the First Descendant, which is a very fun game, but very similar to Destiny.
Yeah. Was that the game that you and Bubba were playing quite frequently just recently on the Boar's Nest?
We played it a while back, probably shortly after Atlas Fallen.
Atlas Fallen was the one I was thinking about. But yeah, and here's the other thing. One of the things I'm really liking about going through the PlayStation Store is its sorting feature. I mean, the sorting feature was there on the PS4, but it still felt a little unorganized to me. But this one here, I'm really liking it because, like, I can sort it out to look at just the PS5 games, which is something I really appreciate. And it gives me the PS5 and PS4 titles because, well, of course, some of the PS4 games were cross-platform with the PS5.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know Splitgate 2 was... Oh, that's open beta. Never mind. I was going to say, I didn't know Splitgate was... Our Splitgate 2 was free to play as well, because I know the first Splitgate was.
Right.
But just...
a lot of games in here that are similar as well, compared to the Xbox free-to-play games.
Yeah, and my sister, if you're Bree, if you're watching this is going to make you happy. We got a free Silent Hill game. We both love the Silent Hill series,
right?
And
this, I believe, was actually supposed to be actually a full game, and then it just never got off the ground. So this is a short.
This is a full game.
Really?
This is a full game. If you're talking about the one where the actor who played Daryl Dixon was supposed to be in it, they completely scrapped that one.
Okay. No, I didn't even know that Norman Reedus was supposed to be in one.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in one like 10 years ago. They were in the midst of remaking it, but then some problems between Hideo Kojima who's behind the creator of the Silent Hill series, and Konami had come to light, and Hideo ended up leaving Konami to go form his own studio. But now they've mended those bridges, and now Silent Hill is making its comeback. Because there was they kind of had like shared custody of the series, I suppose you could say.
Right.
And Konami was like, well, we want to make some more Silent Hill games, and can't exactly do it without Hideo Kojima's okay. So they had to sit down. They had PlayStation actually sit down and mediate the meeting. And they got everything working. But yeah, like I said, the amount of games that I now have access to,
right,
both in the free to play and over here in the PlayStation Premium. One of my favorite things about going through here, sure, you got to scroll down a little bit, or you can just go over to collections. But you go to PS5 Essentials, and it'll give you what they think are the best PS5 games that I can play. Like the remake of Demon's Souls is here. We were talking about Norman Reedus. Death Stranding is there. You can see that Far Cry 6 is there. That's something I'd like to do with you. I'd like to play with you at some point. I know you just finished those series, but
there's still a lot that I can do.
Yeah. But the one game, and I think you remember me being excited to try this game out. We can finally play it. The Plucky Squire. This is one of those weird Legend of Zelda-like games where you remember how excited I was to see about this game.
Yep.
We can finally do an episode on it. Because it got released free to the PS Plus. And yeah, that's the what I like. I like actually how the PlayStation Plus section of this game this version is far more organized than the way they did it on the PS4. It was so confusing just trying to find games on the PS4 there. But right here, it's just completely, here's all your genres right here, like your RPG, action, shooter, sports, fighting, strategy, all that. And it's just easier. Like if I want to go into shooter, for instance, shows me all of their games here, all the games that I'm missing out on. I meant to actually go to sports because it showed another sports game that it may sound weird, but I'm excited to play it. PGA Tour from EA Sports.
Right.
I don't like watching golf, but I like playing the golf video games.
Right. No, I get it.
And the reason why I'm excited about playing this game, because it has the Masters tournament in it.
Nice.
And that is nice actually, because that's the one thing most golf gaming fans have been crying for, was the Masters tournament to be put in it. Because the Masters tournament, it has its own rights or something like that. Like if you're going to make a PGA game, you have to get the rights from the people who run the Masters tournaments, because it's a completely different animal or something like that, I had heard.
Yeah.
And now another game that OMD, I know you were you had told me to check out, Cricket 24. I can give that a shot. I tried playing Cricket 23. That game was hard as hell.
Well,
but
and
I'll give it a shot again.
If you don't have a lot of familiarity with the sport of cricket,
I had no idea what I was doing. Really, I had no clue. But here's something. I want to go back to the PlayStation Store again. And I'm really thinking about pulling the trigger on this one here. Where is it? Where did I see it? I think it's under here. So under subscriptions, okay, you can take a look at a quick glance at every subscription you have. So whether it's your PlayStation Plus, which is showing right now, your Ubisoft Classics, which comes automatically with your PS Plus, you can take a quick look at the games from Ubisoft, for instance. And it'll show you every game you're going to have access to, which, as you can see, almost all of the Assassin's Creeds are here, with the exception of Assassin's Creed 1. And it looks like Assassin's Creed 2 is now missing. Oh, no, there's Assassin's Creed 2. And then, of course, Far Cry, all the Far Cries, including Blood Dragon, New Dawn. Blood Dragon's actually one game I've been tempted to try out.
You know what? That's one that I actually have to check and see if we still have in the Game Pass, but I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
And Far Cry Primal, I know we don't. We have 4, 5, 6, and New Dawn.
Yeah. And of course, all the Rabbids games. I'm actually happy to see that the South Park games are still here because I've been meaning to finish those ones myself. And
Right.
again, the South Park games, for whatever reason, I don't watch South Park. I know the lore of the show. I know the comedy of the show.
Right.
But I enjoy the games more than I enjoy the show. And then, of course, all my Watch Dogs games are here. But here's the one that I'm really intrigued on here. I'm thinking about going back and getting an EA Play subscription. Yeah. Mostly because I want to play EA Sports College Football.
Right.
I have been dying for an NCAA game to come back. And I know that this game doesn't have the NCAA license with it, but it has all the teams from the NCAA in there.
Yep.
I want to get my hands on this game because it was college football games that got me into playing football video games in the first place.
Right.
Or I should say got me back into it because I did buy Joe Montana Football 94.
Right.
And that was the last football game I bought for like 10 years.
Right.
Before I decided to get NCAA football.
Right. If you want another fun game, and I can see it right there on your screen right now, and that is Immortals of Avium.
Right here.
Yes, a lot of fun.
And this is the other thing again, because I talked about just how vast the game collection has become for the PS5. Because EA Play, their games were pretty lacking on the PS4, but look at this. There's a fair share of games here from EA that are on here that I would recommend. If there's one game I would totally recommend if you're into some classic racing with some hardcore crashing, Burnout Paradise is one of my favorites to go to. And I'm actually surprised at that price. How long is that? Ooh. $6. I might buy it.
All right.
And trust me, that $6 is well worth it, guys. I'm telling you. And then I see like even some of the RPG games, like I know Bulkster is into the Dragon Age games. I see that.
Yep.
But I have Dragon Age Veilguard for free now. So
right. Inquisition I can get, and it is multiplayer. I just we'd have to look into if it's cross-platform.
But yeah, this is what EA can give you for having the PlayStation 5. Now there's another thing called GTA Plus, which really isn't just GTA. It's a little bit on the pricier side. It's $11 each month, but it gives you all of Rockstar's games. So you get Bully, you get LA Noire, you get Red Dead Redemption, you get the definitive edition for the for GTA Trilogy, which is GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. You get discounts on the money you want to purchase for your GTA Online. I wish that there was I wish Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5 were featured in here too. But this is something I'm considering more so because I think you would enjoy this game, LA Noire. I know you like crime games. And this is a crime game where you play a 1940s police officer and you go around solving various crimes around the city of Los Angeles. One of the best things about this game was how they faithfully recreated the city of Los Angeles. They literally, what they did behind the scenes was they went to the city of Los Angeles, they asked for maps from the 1940s and built everything based off those maps. That's that's dedication and fantastic work, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But I like that, like, all these subscription services have now been opened up to me, and that's just scratching the surface for everything that we've got that for PlayStation 5. But we are past that 1 hour mark, and I think it's time. I think it's time we give out them socials.
I think so.
OMD, where can the people look for you?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for me, you can find me on just about any program we have going on here at the Turnbuckle Studios and the affiliation program. But socially, hit me up at my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMDshow.
Now, this last hour of talking about the PlayStation 5 and all of its glory, as it were, has gotten me very, very thirsty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to swiftenergy.gg. I'm going to use that promo code CBRS Gaming, and I'm going to save myself 25% off of every order within the store. That's swiftenergy.gg. CBRS Gaming is the code. 25% off every order. But if you want to look for me at my socials, dude, just got to look for me at my Linktree, linktr.ee/Chris_best83. Next time you'll find my ugly mug, though, will be on Friday for the PlayStation, or not the PlayStation Showcase, the SmackDown security detail.
Yes, where I will be
on that note, OMD.
Where I will be running a little bit
Sorry,
late.
go ahead.
I will be running a little bit late Friday night for that one.
All right. So, OMD, on that note, what are those famous words we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, the world is a scary place. Take care of each other. From all of us here at CBRS Entertainment and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.